for tuning in to the fire weather briefing today, Thursday, October 8th. My name is Leanne, and I'll be going over the biggest impacts and concerns coming up in the following days. To begin this forecast period, we are expecting a drier and warmer Friday across the entirety of the northern Rockies. To start, there could be some valleys that hold on to some lingering fog, but for the most part, skies will be much clearer. Temperatures will be on the rise, climbing into the 80s in select valleys across central Idaho and even across west central Montana. Some 70s will linger in the northwest, but overall temperatures at all elevations will see a warming trend on Friday. Relative humidity will remain somewhat elevated across northwest Montana. However, percentages will lower into the 20s across portions of central Idaho, west central Montana, and southwest Montana. Inversions could be present during this time. However, the frontal passage coming Saturday into Sunday won't allow for anything really long lasting. The biggest impact being mentioned in this briefing will certainly be the winds forecasted for Saturday and Sunday across the region. All the right ingredients are in place for this to be a very windy day due to a frontal passage coming through Saturday into Sunday. Strong west to southwest winds will begin to develop early on Saturday and will only strengthen with time. Now, initially, the area of strongest winds expected on Saturday will be across northwest Montana and a few places across west central Montana. Here we're expecting sustained speeds up to 30 miles per hour with gusts up to 40 miles per hour. That being said, ridge tops and more exposed terrain, will see gusts up to 50 miles per hour, and actually that should be common throughout the day. And then for locations hugging the Continental Divide, wind gusts of 60 miles per hour or stronger should be expected. Elsewhere across the region, however, winds will still be pretty breezy, with wind speeds of 10 to 25 miles per hour likely. Strong winds won't stop there. They'll continue on Sunday, and actually they'll remain fairly strong overnight, Saturday night into Sunday, and then stay elevated through the day Sunday. However, during this time, the area of strongest winds will shift into more of southwest Montana and the southern fringe of the divide and last roughly through Sunday night, give or take. Sustained winds out of the west-northwest will occur in these locations, topping out around 30 miles per hour with gusts to 50 miles per hour. Elsewhere behind the front, conditions will remain breezy, probably in the area of 15 to 25 miles per hour, and ridgetops slightly elevated from that. Forecast models have been actually very consistent in showing this wind event for the weekend, and actually over the past few days have been trending stronger with time. So these wind speeds are our best estimate. However, it could be that high terrain along the divide may see intermittently stronger gusts during the Saturday through Sunday time frame. There will be some moisture with this frontal passage, and while the strong winds could cut back on the total rainfall amounts expected, we think the best chance for wetting rains to occur will be in this blue shaded bubble shown here on the image. Most locations will see at least a little rain, and assuming winds don't prevent all of the rain from reaching the ground, we can probably anticipate wetting rains in the areas highlighted here. As we go out into next week, the western United States will stay in a flattened ridge pattern, which will allow for periodic wet but still weak systems to pass through the flow. Towards the end of the week, forecast models begin to build in another ridge of high pressure, which would bring about the return of more persistent warm and dry conditions. Since that's still a ways out there, we'll leave that up for interpretation until a little more time passes. So until then, expect a mix of dry days and cloudy days throughout most of this week. That's all for this briefing, so we'll see you back here Sunday, October 11th. Have a good weekend.